Well, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever this video finds you.
Where
Welcome
you at,
to
Bay?
the
Where's your
Legal.
picture? I don't see your picture.
I
See the
am sick.
background.
I know I am sick today.
Uh,
I, y'all do not want to see my grimace face. I'm on the morphine because apparently I injured my bladder. So you don't want to see my grimace face, but we here. We here now. So today, Kimberly Cheeto, director of the Secret Service, is called to the carpet about what happened with the attempted assassination of Donald Trump, which is not a laughing matter, not a joking matter. Of course, people are going to say what they say. Of course, we had people saying, don't miss next time and whatnot. And, I find it quite hilarious that you swear up and down that the Republican Party is the most violent people in the United States and they've got all these guns and mass destruction and whatnot, but yet you want to antagonize them. I thought you were scared of them. Can you help me explain that, Lewis?
Propaganda.
Hmm.
Propaganda is their way of seizing power.
Yeah.
You instill a lot of fear, but you do the same things the other side do and engage in.
Is that what we do?
Yes, sir.
That's quite interesting. So, as I said, she was called to the carpet. And personally, I don't believe that it was an Iranian plot because they made no claims of it. They were like, we don't have a reason to do that. We'd have did it. We would have said we'd have done it. It would have been, trust me, it would have been all over the media.
Well, if Iran would have did it, they would have went after Joe Biden because he is the current leader, and we unalived their top general.
Yes.
And had things to do with coups taking over their leadership through one of the alphabet agencies. So I could see if it was Joe Biden, but not Donald Trump, because Trump is, for better or for worse, a very polarizing figure.
So, as AB Media said, how you doing there, AB? If Trump wins in November, I won't be surprised if these nut jobs pull their own version of January 6th. They just did. They just did last week. That was their version to take out.
They try to take him out before he gets in.
All right. And even if they try, I've said this 1,000 times. I've been saying this for over 20-something years. You are outmanned, outgunned, outmaneuvered, outsmarted, outfed, out-resourced. Black people do not make guns. They don't make bullets. They don't make tanks. They don't buy buckets and buckets of weapons of handheld mass destruction like AR-15s and MP5s and whatnot. They just don't do it. We don't even collect gas and storage. You just had a white boy last week looking to blow up a power grid in New Jersey. You got Klan members twice, 3 times now doing marches.
But we love to take out our ops, so to say.
Yeah, we'll take out our black ops. But George Zimmerman is still walking around. I know we throw that up there, but that's, for all of the hoopla and outrage, he still, he, just like the girl that killed her boyfriend and made a music video showing the body with a clown mask on, just literally just dancing on his grave, saying that his family wasn't gonna do nothing. Yeah, the day she opened up her beauty salon, they took her out.
Well, and look, do you remember? It was like 7, 8 years ago. Are you familiar with the dude's last name is Muhammad? He's in the Chicago area, and it was when one of those Asian personnel's mollywopped some B-Dub and Tyrone Muhammad, and he threw the window, the bricks through the window. What's up, Simeon?
Yeah. What's up?
And fucked up the spot
Mm-hmm.
to protect our people.
Mm-hmm.
And the nail salon, like less than a week, put 50% off on mani and pedis, and the place was fucking full.
Yeah.
And dude went to jail, to which he was very admirable and honorable of doing it, because you're supposed to protect the people in your community, especially your women, if they're getting assaulted by others. Because not for nothing, you don't see people of other races in those spots. It's just us, because where I'm at, for instance, the Hispanics, they have their own beauty salons that deal with all things of beauty, hair, and mani and pedi related. And the mayonnaise people go to their own. So they're here, we're their main source of income. And they disrespected and abused our women. And I'm making that term very loosely. And that was the thanks that Tyrone Muhammad got.
Yeah, I thought it was very funny when they were protesting that shop and he stopped the light-skinned woman. Hey, he beat up a black woman. Why are you going in there? That's 50% off. I don't give a damn about her. Right then and there. Done. Wash my hands.
Yeah.
Back it up, fellas. Let's go.
Let's
Back
go.
it up. Let's go. The tacky yaki is way more important than black woman's safety. But then again, I've been in those nail shops. Those hair shops and whatnot. Those chicks be wilding. Mess around there and let one of their cards get declined.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they be wild. They be threatening to fight you and everything. They be knocking stuff over. It's like, you see those police arrest videos, those body cam videos. It'd be like that. It'd be horrible. But I'm not here to argue. I'm just telling you what I've seen. At any rate, we're not equipped. Not ready for that. We're not ready for that. They are. We're not. So, anyway, let's move on. So this is what happened at the congressional hearing today. I'm going to save this one. The one that's up now, I'm going to save this one because that one was pretty spicy. For those that haven't seen it, let's go with this one.
Ability to effectively, as the director of this agency, to understand what went wrong and at least tell us, I do or don't know what I'm doing. And we come away with, and I'm not asking for you to resign. I'm asking for you, if you've got this experience, then you should be able to say to us, we know what we did wrong. It was a failure in our system, and we're immediately making these corrections. That's why you're having a difficult time with this group of members of Congress, because we saw it too. We've seen the things, but you are the 28-year expert. You are the person that, and only you, that can make the changes. And I hear you say, well, I've got to wait for a final report before at 28 years experience. That is why we think what you're doing, the answers you're giving us are not correct, and you are not using your professional expertise. Mr. Chairman, I will allow her to respond.
Okay, so At this point, I think they were maybe like an hour or so in, and they gave each member of Congress 5 minutes. Okay, this was a 4-hour and 45-minute session. Some people went back; they doubled back. But let's see what she responds with, because this was the order of the day, all day.
I am asking those same questions, sir, and I assure you, when I have a full and complete report of exactly what happened, there will be accountability, and we will make changes.
But before I recognize the question, just out of curiosity, Director, it's been 9 days. Every American wants these questions answered. Do you have a ballpark estimate of what Mr. Sessions asked you would be able to answer?
So I can
time-wise?
I can tell you on our mission assurance internal investigation, we are targeting to have that completed within 60 days. There's also an external investigation that is going to be taking place. There are a number of Office of Inspector General investigations as well, and we are working in concert. And then, of course, there's the Department of Justice, FBI criminal investigation.
Chair recognizes Ms. Ocasio-Cortez from New York.
Oh, shoot. I'm sorry. Let me add that back.
Oh, no.
What were you saying now?
Hold up. Like, for 60 days, look, you less than a day, you found out who the shooter was. You took all his equipment to find his digital footprint and searched his phone to look up what he was searching and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And I did time in the Marine Corps, and with leadership, it's from top down, and you're responsible for enforcing proper protocol and security procedures.
Mm-hmm.
You have your AG, you have your alphabet agencies, you have military intelligence, everything that could go over lapse of protocol. I mean, 60 days? And this is what happens when you bring someone from corporate that's not government related, like, you know, it'd be something like private military or something that deals with their contracting with United States that deal with security or intelligence or whatever. She's from Pepsi. She was in charge of security of fucking soda machines and stuff like that. That's total lack of accountability.
Yeah, she started at the Secret Service, bounced because she had hit her glass. Well, not the glass ceiling. She went as high as she could go. She got tired of, you know, ushering first ladies to dinner parties and whatnot, boring little charity events, ribbon cuttings, and you know. So she went over to Pepsi. So when Biden got the nomination, they called her back, and the lady gave her a raise. Had Biden give her the job in a DEI hire, just like Kamala Harris. DEI hire. I mean, we're talking about, I know people hate to hear that, you know, because they think that's a good thing. But, I mean, come on. The man called for more Secret Service agents because he had 5'3", middle-aged, overweight soccer moms not doing their job, talking about protecting him. You saw the video. The chick was ducking. When everybody else was covering Trump, she was ducking. One is fiddling with her glasses. The other one can't get, the same one that was ducking, can't even get her gun in the holster.
But she worried about her Ray-Ban glasses. Trying to look cool and tactical.
When he went,
that's what we call us military. When you see people that like to wear like the paraphernalia and everything, looking very tactical, but not tactical at all.
When he walked into the RNC convention, he looked like he was protected by the sons of Hulk Hogan. These were some big strapping guys. You didn't see not one woman in sight. And it's not that we're pro-Trump, but it's just, I mean, he's clearly the president. He's clearly the president. Kamala's not winning the damn thing. Let's stop playing games here. You already know that. That's why people are going so hard, which we'll get into.
This goofy bitch.
Director Cheadle, respectfully.
Sorry, that was me. I was recording this and posting it. So let's get to the spicy one. You're gonna love this one. You ready?
Roll that beautiful bean footage.
All right.
Yes or no? Yes. Has the Secret Service been transparent with this committee? Yes. Would you say the fact that we had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today as being transparent? Yes or no? I have always been yes or no. You didn't want to answer the question. We had to issue a subpoena to get you to show up today. That is not transparent, by the way. You stated earlier, Secret Service is not political. Is that correct? Yes. Okay. Would you say leaking your opening statement to Punchbowl News, Politico's playbook, and Washington Post several hours before you sent it to this committee as being political? Yes or no? I have no idea how my statement got out. Well, that's bullshit. So, Mr. Chairman, I would like to ask unanimous consent to enter into the record articles by Punchbowl News, Political Playbook, Washington Post, all done at 5:24 a.m., 6:12 a.m., 6:34 a.m.
Hold up, babe.
A solid 3 to 4 hours before this.
Yeah.
I kind of believe her. You want to know why? If she couldn't protect the presidential candidate, how could she protect her opening statement?
Oh yeah.
I believe her. I mean, if she can't if she can't prevent a potential assassin for breaching security, she got breaches in her office. People close to her. I honestly believe her.
And this is, by the way, is Nancy Mace. She's a Republican out of South Carolina. Oh, she was going in. You'll see.
Committee got your statement.
Without objections ordered.
Okay. Is the Secret Service fully cooperating with our committee? Yes. Okay, you say you're fully cooperating with this committee. On July 15th, this committee sent you a list of demands of information that we wanted. Has the Secret Service provided this committee a complete list of all law enforcement personnel that were there that day? Have you done that? Have you provided a list to the Oversight Committee? Yes or no? I'll have to get back to you on that. That is a no. Have you provided all audio and video recordings in your possession to this committee, as we asked on July 15th? Yes or no? I would have to get back to you. That is a no. You're full of shit today. You're just being completely dishonest.
Mr. Chairman,
Mr. Chairman,
I want to.
Come on.
We have to maintain decorum in this committee, no matter how
upset we get. Have you provided any and all memos to this committee that we've asked to on July 15th? Have you provided all memorandums within the Secret Service? I would have to get back to you on that. That is a no. You are being dishonest or lying. Like you're being dishonest here with this committee. These are important questions that the American people want answers to, and you're just dodging and talking around it in generalities. And we had to subpoena you to be here, and you won't even answer the questions. We have asked you repeatedly to answer our questions. This isn't hard. These are not hard questions. Have you provided us all communications from the Secret Service related to that day and that rally? Have you provided this committee? We've asked for this information on July 15th. Have you provided any of this information that this committee has asked of the Secret Service? Any of it? I'll have to get back to you. Have you even read this letter that we sent you? Did you even read this? Yes. Okay. And you have said you don't know, you have no idea. Well, the answer is no. We haven't gotten a single document or piece of information or data from you or your agency in related to the rally that we have asked you for. So, this attempted assassination of Donald Trump a failure of training or execution or both? I think that those are answers that we need to training, execution, or both. Which one? I think those are answers. All right. How many Secret Service personnel have lost their jobs due to this colossal failure? At this time, none. How many Secret Service personnel have been required to take a refresher course on how not to let people shoot Donald Trump. Our personnel are currently operational. We are examining the facts of this investigation, and we will make the changes necessary.
What time did law enforcement become aware that there was an individual on the roof with a clear line of sight to President Trump?
I am still verifying timelines.
Of course, 9 days in, you have no answers. How many minutes went by between the time law enforcement saw and took photos of Crooks and the shooting? How many minutes?
I am still verifying timelines.
57 minutes. Thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back. Before I recognize Ms. Stansberry,
Yeah, she wasn't playing. I mean, understand at this point, they were so tired of her not answering the question that it drove her to start cursing.
Oh yeah, you know her career is over now. Period. She won't even be able to go to the private sector. I won't even trust her to protect the shopping cart.
As I watched this whole hearing, for somebody who, I put it to you like this, she was acting very, very guilty, as if she set up the assassination attempt, as if they knew, because I understand this is a Secret Service.
Well, like me and you spoke on the phone, and I'm about to put my tinfoil kufi on. She knows she can't say nothing because if she tells the truth, you'll find her in probably in some hotel room, hanging from the shower with a towel around her neck.
With a letter in her own handwriting.
Oh yeah, suicided.
She came
Feel
off
like a Jeffrey Epstein.
Yeah. She came off very, very guilty. And then tried to blame it on the Iranians. All right. I mean, they ripped her apart with the whole slope roof thing. Okay. They ripped her apart with that. Because she tried to say that she didn't say that. But one of the congressmen was like, you said that on ABC News. Like, why is that you immediately, instead of coming to us, instead of having a congressional hearing to explain yourself, you went on the news. Why did you run to the media to do that?
That should be something the intelligence community behind the curtain should be handling. Not being on the news if that was true. And if it was Iran, was anybody briefed on the potential plot? And if that is so, wouldn't it behoove you to have even more security?
Yeah.
Stringent. If that's the case, have you attended any Nation of Islam function back in the day?
No.
I remember back in the day, here in Jersey, it was one of the what's those yearly speeches that Farrakhan gives for the Nation of Islam?
State of the Union.
No, it's Savior's Day.
Oh, okay.
And they had it, it's satellite because they in Chicago, and we're attending. They were casting it through satellite at one of the community colleges. You can't even get into function without a fingernail clipper in your pocket, and Farrakhan wasn't even there.
They did me like that with Obama. He stopped by Columbus, Ohio. I had a tiny little pocket Swiss Army knife, no bigger than my pinky. I had to throw it away. Either put it in the car or throw it away. And as long as we stood in that line 2.5 hours to get in, I just threw it. They had trash cans right there. I threw it away.
And I remember being in Camp Lejeune when Bill Clinton came to the base. People had to take the bolts out of their weapons. And these are Marines.
Yeah, because you never know who might flip. So you ready for some race baiting?
Sure.
Okay, let's do some race baiting.
No one, absolutely no one should fear for their life at a political rally.
She like
By the way, this
she
is
should be
Jasmine Crockett.
protecting Black Panther.
This is Jasmine Crockett. I believe she's a congresswoman out of Massachusetts. All right, let's go.
Rally, in a classroom, in a faith house, or in their home. We must do something about political violence in all its forms and gun violence in all of its forms. Now, Director Cheadle, you have noted that numerous investigations are ongoing related to the Secret Service response and that we can expect a report in the next 60 days. With the election nearly 100 days away, that is an unacceptable timeline, and it makes people less safe. It also allows my colleagues across the aisle, Republicans, additional time to spread dangerous misinformation, which also puts people in harm's way. Some Republicans have exploited this moment to continue to attack progress towards racial justice and gender equity in America. Disappointing, but not surprising. I hesitate to repeat their racist and sexist tropes, but in summary, Republicans have wrongfully and shamefully stated that hiring women and people of color hindered the response to the shooting. Now, this is part and parcel of Republican strategy.
Sorry. Keep in mind, she's saying this to the woman who's the head of the Secret Service who fumbled the plot to assassinate Donald Trump and then refused to take accountability and responsibility, even if you're not in on it and it's an accident. Refused to take accountability for the situation. Pretty much playing it off the whole day as an oops, my bad. It's not my fault. Kept directing everybody to talk to the FBI director. They asked her, like, did you talk to the FBI director? Like, yes. Did he tell you within the 9 days how many shell casings was on the roof that he fired? Yes. Well, how many was on the roof? You have to ask the director. What? You see how you rubbing your beard like that? Imagine 4 hours of going around in circles like that. Let's finish with Miss Race Bader here. You know, as we also discussed, as we said, 5'3", middle-aged soccer moms, overweight soccer moms trying to call themselves security detail for a presidential candidate.
To constantly attack necessary diversity, equity, and inclusion efforts, to undermine the contributions that women, people of color, the disability community, and others make to this country each and every day. And it is disgraceful. In the wake of gun violence and tragic loss of life, Republicans are ignoring solutions like gun safety reform and instead trotting out sexist tropes. Can't say I'm surprised. I ask unanimous consent to enter into the record reporting from CNN titled "Right-Wing Media Figures Blame Women in Secret Service and DEI for Security Failure in Trump Shooting."
Without objection to order.
Keep in mind, this is the same woman, Kimberly Cheadle, who said that she wanted to make 30% of the Secret Service women. She wanted 30% of the hirees in the Secret Service women. And the question was also asked of her, said, hey, how come there's so much dysfunction and turmoil going on in your department? Like, how come your department is ranked almost dead last out of 340 something departments? Yours is like 320 something. Why is that? Ever since you came on board, morale is that low. What's going on? What do you think she said?
I'll look into it.
Something like that. something like that. And I have no idea what this chick is talking about. You know, the ball.
She got a posture for her constituents that voted for her.
But here's the thing that really killed me. It seems all of the black delegates, and I mean all of them, and a couple of white ones, kept talking about gun control. We need to get assault weapons off the street, ban assault weapons. I'm like, it's too late. It's too late.
You got guns, enough weapons that is owned by the citizens that is the ratio of 4 to 1.
4 guns to 1 person.
That is privately owned.
And you desperately need them now. You are in a country that's on the verge of World War III. You have illegal immigrants in here who are fresh out of Venezuelan and what's the other country down there? Venezuela,
Honduras, Nicaragua, Central American countries.
Yeah, Central American countries. They emptied out their prisons. They sent their rapists and their upper roomers.
Gang members.
Yeah, and their gang members, their criminal class. They emptied out their prisons, gave them stipends, and sent them here. Suddenly now, little teenage girls being essayed and sometimes murdered is normal now. It's now been normalized by migrants. It's normal now. Scooter crimes. They snatch your phone. That's normal now.
Snatching bags.
Yeah.
And a majority of the targets are female and elderly.
Yeah. But you want to take guns off the street. Do you know how these underage kids, you know how they get guns?
Oh, I know, but
these idiots leave the guns in the cars overnight. So the kids break into the cars, and they pull the guns out of the glove box, off the side of the door, the armrest, under the seat. And after they use them, they wind up exchanging hands. What's the other reason? I know you know. Throw it out there.
Black market. Like I guess the statute of limitations have passed, but I once got my hands on a chopper with 3 banana clips back in the day.
So easy.
Yeah.
So easy. So easy. But you know, we're gonna get guns off the street. Go ahead. You'll get some cold dead hands treatment.
I was about to say that. You took it right out my mouth with Charleston Heston.
Yeah. Cold dead hands. And people tend to forget the reason why we have such a huge gun problem in the United States is back when we were, in bondage. It was to keep us in line, especially after slavery was over. Oh, they really went all wild.
White fear was that we was going to do to them what they did to us, but worse.
Yeah, and they still feel that way. When Biden got elected, gun sales went up.
And also after that movie, Birth of a Nation.
Oh yeah, Black Lives Matter. Black Lesbian Mansions rallies. Somebody told me that BLM stands for Black Lesbian Mansions, because that's all that really came out of it that benefited anybody. Gun sales went up. Are you kidding me? They're not going to give away those guns. Anyway, let's get back.
This article quotes members of
Let's get back to her race baiting.
Congress and others that plainly accuse DEI and the hiring of women as a liability for the Secret Service. Women have been an integral part of the agency since 1971 and are held to the same standards as their male counterparts. To use them as a scapegoat during a time of crisis is shameful and it is dangerously divisive. In fact, based on recent publicly available demographic data of the agency, the largest demographic groups among special agents are white and male.
Well, yeah.
Well, can I say something?
Go ahead.
It's where you fit. Okay, there's women in the military, and like women play a good role in the military, but how can a 5'6", 5'7" female that's probably 150, 60 pounds going to properly protect a presidential candidate in Donald Trump, who is 6'2" and probably 250 or 260? Your role, and if you're that height, your role could be probably good at making sure the president or the vice president children are protected at school or functions like that. You play a good role, but you've seen the size of the men that was at the RNC, right?
Yeah.
Now, if something would have happened at the RNC and they need to carry Trump out to safety, they could do that. But do you think a 5'6" woman can do that?
No.
Can't even carry you got to carry your body weight. That's why you don't have women in infantry, like in the military.
Can we laugh how they were talking about black jobs and started listing black jobs, security men, plumbers, truck drivers, etc. So
where I'm at, that's an African job and Caribbean job right now, but I digress.
So Secret Service would definitely be put in the category of a white man's job, right?
A qualified male job. That's a job where you got to meet the utmost qualifications.
Right. But most of the men who are in the Secret Service to protect presidents, former presidents, first ladies, etc., are usually white men, right?
Or very athletic people. Because I remember even with Clinton and Bush, I seen very tall, athletic black men escorting the president.
But the majority of Secret Service men are white men.
White. Yeah.
Right. It's classified to be, quote unquote, classified as a white man's job. Considering how the majority of the people they're protecting are usually white.
Yeah.
Right. So, and as we've seen here, just in industry, and in the business sector, the schooling sector, the political sector outside of Washington, we see a lot of women and some men. Brandon Scott, Brandon Johnson, the DA of New Orleans. We see what's happening. This country is going to hell in a handbasket because of DEI hires. You have corporations who have cleared out their DEI hires, their DEI heads. Disney, biggest media company in the world.
CNN laid off a bunch of people.
ABC is next.
Well, that's Disney. ABC is Disney.
Yeah. All this Stephen A. Smith and getting the contract. Who do you think got to approve that check? It's owned by Disney. Y'all sit up here and complain about Malika Andrews and how is she able to keep a job? Why every time she turn around, she got to bring up how the #1 draft pick stole a yellow crayon in 3rd grade and a cookie from the cookie jar? But like, why? But she never does that with white men? Yeah, who do you think she answers to?
Zaddy.
She's a DEI hire.
What's up, Jibba Jabba?
We got Jibba Jabba in the house. What's up, brother? Yeah,
and also, what's up, Israel Young Lion, Toya, hi Toya, Snowman, my man AB. What's up, everybody?
Excuse me. Yeah, these are all DEI hires. They've destroyed these companies because you want to push diversity, equity, and inclusion with people who have not earned these jobs.
And
Haven't
if you
earned
don't
it.
meet the qualifications, you don't meet the qualifications.
Right. You had Biden trying to sue Elon Musk, trying to get him to DEI SpaceX. And he said, I would rather have my rocket ships built by the most qualified people than somebody simply based on race, sex, and religion. Are you kidding me? It's $1 billion operation here. You think I'm a higher
with Starlink and all that stuff that Elon Musk got going on?
Yeah.
You're dealing with stuff that, and plus SpaceX is got a contract with NASA. They do a lot of stuff on behalf of the government to alleviate the stress on NASA with putting up a lot of satellites and stuff.
Yeah. Do you think I'm gonna hire a chick that looked like this to do welding to fit a quota so BlackRock can give me a good rating for credit? I don't need their money. We talked about this last time we were on, didn't we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah. So what is she talking about?
Her political posturing.
Yeah, take your head out of your tail. The former president was almost murdered. And you sitting up here talking about, well, people online are saying this and that. Well, have you actually looked at what's going on online? Have you looked at the crime rates? Have you looked at the stock market for all of these companies that have these DI? Who was the chick that was in charge of Harvard? The one that resigned. Come to find out she had cheated. She had plagiarized her papers and was helping other people plagiarize their papers. Was it Price? She's gone. Promoting what they call anti-Semitism, which is really division, on campuses when she's like, hey, these people over here have nothing to do with what's going on over there. They're right here. Y'all tone that down. Keep that rhetoric. You keep that off campus, out the classroom. Go off campus and do that. This is a place for learning. People are paying $40,000 to $50,000 a year here to learn. And now these people can't even get a job now. Corporations flat out refuse to hire them.
Now they blacklisted for life. Now how they gonna pay back that expensive student loans to be at a prestigious Ivy League school?
Yeah, because you get people like her, this black chick, coming into your corporation, always in HR crying because, oh, a white man looked at me for 3.2 seconds. I find it. I feel he looked right at me. I'm traumatized.
I felt violated.
Yeah, nobody has time for this. Listen, you got something to say before we continue?
Go ahead.
Okay.
But to right-wing extremists, the truth doesn't matter. The lies they tell to advance their anti-diversity agenda, which is a key theme throughout Project 2025, will only make the American public less safe and more divided. And every day, Director Cheadle, that you fail to give us answers, they are given more oxygen to make their baseless claims that women and people of color are responsible for tragic events. And that is dangerous too. Thank you. And I yield my remaining time to Ranking Member Raskin.
If you look at these news videos where they talk about violent crime, who's committing it? Who's committing it the most now?
I would probably say illegals.
No. They're second.
Violent crimes. Gotta be probably males.
Yeah. Young black teenagers. Young black teen. I know black people don't like to hear that. They think that this is coon talk, but I'm sorry, turning a deaf eye and ear to what these young black males are doing, I'm sorry, that's the real cooning. That's the real cooning. How do you, I know, I hate to get into those politics, but we have to get into those politics. How do you sit here and talk about single mothers and how they raise these boys, but you don't want to get into what these boys that you are complaining about, that you don't want to raise as a stepfather or a boyfriend or whatever, you don't want to get into what they're doing out here in these streets.
Yeah, thuggo.
Yeah, how the crime laws they steal a car, race up a residential street, smash into a family of 5, kill the baby, and they get back out with a trespassing ticket. You trespass.
And the human condition is people are going to do what they allowed to get away with.
Yeah. Because the law states that you cannot try a minor. You have to turn them over to their parents. You got all these stores shutting down because of theft. And it's not just young black teenagers. It's also women that look and think like this chick, this black chick. Women who think and look like her.
And she would be the one that would make an excuse for if one of those kids get popped by a person defending himself.
Wait. To quote Jeremy Hill, these musty back heifers. I'm sorry, I had to do that. But this is the issue. Crime in America, coming out of the black population, has exploded ever since George Soros and this Black Lives Matter, Black Lesbian Mansions laws, the George Floyd situation. It's exploded expeditiously. We very rarely run into a racist situation.
The real racism is making fucking excuses for our dysfunction and our pathologies, which harms us even more. Yes, you have the polar bears out there that's looking to devour us, but I be telling people, everybody, when they want to call racism with everything, with the system, yeah, but you don't know what real racism is and how it operates.
We do it to ourselves. That's been the whole plot. You don't even need a white supremacist.
It's Joy Reid.
Yeah, that's Joy Reid. You know what?
She looked older there. She needs the makeup artist, whoever have her in the news station, because she
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to go off on a rant, but my thing is, don't be calling yourself trying to call out white folks for something that is actually true. For something that's actually true. I could see if she made I could see if she lied, but she didn't lie. I'm sorry. I could see if she's telling the truth, but she wasn't. She lied. Anyway, let's see what she has to say.
Note that it is black and brown Democrats who are opposing this push out. I think there's one African American Democrat who's for pushing Biden out. And note that it is consultants and non-people of color Democrats who are on the other side. Just an interesting thing to note. And the last thing I'll note is, where are the voters who are being asked about this, and also the people who would have the job of actually getting out this vote? They're not being asked. No one's asking them. Apparently the donors and the sort of elite Dems are just kind of doing their own thing. weird time to be a Democrat. Let me know what you think in comments.
So apparently what they were saying was that Joy Reid was trying to blame white people for Biden being pushed out of office or being pushed out of the presidential race.
Well, what they're not mentioning right now, the Democratic Party is split. You got two factions. You got the ones led by Obama that was here to push out Biden because, one, Obama and Kamala doesn't get along. So, I mean, and this is a situation me and AB was talking when he was having his political stream, and I'll say it here. This is the byproduct of the Democrats did this to themselves when they fucked over Bernie Sanders. This is karma coming to bite them in the ass. Because I could tell you this, if Bernie Sanders would have got that nomination, Trump would have been in office. That's those that, like, you know, I could carry either way. Although I wear this to troll y'all. Brought this off of a brother. And how my hair look? To troll people, but the Democratic Party been fucking each other for the longest, and you end up with an 80-some-year-old person that his cognitivity is declining. He's 80. He's 80-some years old. He's an old-ass man. He should be in some nursing home or something somewhere. But this is how you end up here. You did it to yourselves. They should have been looking for young blood. I thought that the Democratic Party was going in the right direction when they put Obama in office, where you had young blood, but you got these old fossils just clinging to their spot, and this is what you end up with. And my thing is this: I'm going to make the argument. If Kamala is good enough to be number 2, she should be good enough to be number 1. Because that's what the number 2 spot is for, in case something happens to number 1.
Oh, we're going to touch on that. We want to touch on that. Matter of fact, you want to touch on it now?
All right, let's go ahead.
All right, let's touch on it now. So, got my glasses on. Boebert demands proof of life from Biden in unhinged Twitter rant after he leaves 2024 race. The right-wing Colorado congresswoman says she wanted confirmation that the president was alive. It was 7 hours ago. Republican firebrand Lauren Boebert has demanded proof of life from Joe Biden in a bizarre rant, following the announcement that he is dropping his re-election campaign, which was delivered via an online statement. The right-wing Colorado congresswoman, who has gloated at Biden leaving the White House race, said she wanted confirmation that the president was alive by 5 p.m. on Monday. The president's surprise and momentous decision was made public just before 2 p.m. on Sunday. In the statement, Biden said that stepping down was in the best interest of my part and the country, but that he would continue to fulfill the duties of his office until November. In her demand, posted on X on Monday morning, Boebert suggested that Biden may not be aware that he had dropped out. Like, I demand proof of life from Joe Biden today by 5 p.m., the congresswoman wrote. He needs to get in front of some camera and discuss if he's aware that he dropped out. This is her. This is the chick who, the video of her and her dude, he was fondling her. She got some double D's or at least some D cups. They were at some play and he was digging for gold in that dress.
Getting his fills on.
Oh yeah, he was in there. And she said, as I get my Malika Andrews on, and she added, hiding is completely unacceptable. Biden has not given a public on-camera address since the announcement, but promised in his statement to address the nation further this week. in more detail about his decision. The president is currently self-isolating at his vacation home in Rehoboth Beach, Delaware, after testing positive for COVID-19 while out on the campaign trail in Las Vegas last week. Boebert was among the hordes of ecstatic Republicans to celebrate following the announcement and claimed that Donald Trump would resoundingly defeat whichever failed candidate the Democrats chose to replace Biden, which is, of course, Kamala Harris. I mean, everybody's making this big deal that she got, what, 85 million in donations? Like, what does that mean? Is she going to pass it out to voters? For every vote I get, you get $10? What does it mean? After 3.5 years of total failure, Biden is out of the race, she wrote shortly after Sunday's announcement. They can nominate anyone they want to replace him, but it's all the same. You see, she's in shape.
Fit, feminine, and friendly.
Yeah, I think she's in her late 30s, early 40s or something like that. 40s, 50s. But yeah, she keeps herself in shape. Looks like she's probably wearing a
waist trainer.
Yeah. That's just way too much. You can see the line right there, maybe that's the dress, who knows. I do like those pencil skirts. The problem was never just Joe Biden, though he was a major problem. It was and is the Democratic agenda. Trump will resoundingly defeat whichever failed candidate they put up in Biden's place onwards to victory. I mean, good Lord, these people so overright. She has continued her online onslaught since, reposting unfounded conspiracy theories online that have suggested Biden was dying or possibly already dead following his canceled appearance in Las Vegas. However, video showed the president arriving in Las Vegas airport where he told reporters he was good before boarding Air Force One. Video also captured him arriving some hours later in Delaware. He didn't even have a mask on. He didn't even have a mask on. You say it would have shown respect towards voter if he'd announced in the press conference, "Hey, I just work here." But yeah, he should have. So,
well, that's how the Biden's staff been operating from the beginning when he was campaigning against Trump in 2016. Wasn't making that many public appearances because he's fucked up.
He's an old man.
Yeah, he's old.
He's an old man. Yeah, he need his pudding and his nap,
his applesauce, and and his DVD set of Matlock and Rifleman and Hill Street Blues.
Yeah, just make sure you stay in the room with him when the great granddaughters come over,
so they don't sniff them.
Yeah. So, of course, Kamala. I think this was pre-nomination, but she's already on the dangly keys. You jangle some shiny keys in front of black folks, like hot sauce, or playing the sax, or doing a jig with a fat ascot wearing, stuttering so-called black commentator,
or speaking your in a very condescending Southern drawl when you at the local black church in whatever area you're campaigning in.
Yeah, tell them hey, if you don't vote for me, then you ain't black.
Yeah,
and nobody consider that an insult. Let's get to it.
Taraji, now you know I wouldn't do that, especially not to a fellow bison. The real, ain't you? You know. So what's on your mind?
Oh, Madam VP Harris, I'm worried about the election. Women's reproductive rights are on the line. Our Supreme Court is on the line. And our basic freedoms are being tested, Madam VP. I know you've been traveling across the country. What are you hearing?
Yeah, girl, I'm out here in these streets. And let me tell you, you're right,
in these
Taraji.
Streets.
There is so much at stake.
In these streets.
She out in these streets. Miss Silver Spoon.
Well, Kamala always been
claiming
Lily Brown. She was in the streets with her knee pads on.
I guess she's in. Yeah, the clear heels.
Yeah, her knee pads.
You
Oh
saying
yeah,
Chuck Taylor
Chuck
stock
Taylor,
up?
You can
Let's
ask
get
Willie
back.
Brown. He could confirm she's in the streets.
Can we laugh about the whole women's reproductive rights thing? Because Trump said that he's leaving it up. It's states' rights.
Mm-hmm.
He said he's stepping out of it. It's states, whatever the states want to decide.
That's called being politically smart and savvy.
Right. And I think it's kind of weird. I hate to use their terminology, but I think it's kind of weird that women, particularly black women, want to fight for their right to abort a child simply because they don't have the good sense to use protection.
Yeah, they use that as a form of contraception.
Right.
In the hood.
And then you ask them, they don't even know the history of it. You ask them about Margaret Sanger, and they sing her praises.
Yeah.
Those
Well, a good documentary to watch on that is Ma'afa 21. It details the whole history of it.
Insanity. Like, this chick was a eugenicist. She wanted you dead. She wanted you dead, Taraji. Personally, I feel that it should be used in the cases of what's it called, ectopic pregnancies, rape, incest, and if the child is not going to survive or has a defect. Am I making sense here?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, now it's at a point now where you can drop your child off in a fire station in this thing that looks like an oven. You open it up, you put the baby in on the outside, you ring the bell, and the firemen will come and get the baby from the other side of the wall. They don't even bother to chase you down for child endangerment and child abandonment. Just get the child up. It's your baby's fault. But you know, this is what women are fighting for. I mean, we're a political show, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Stake in this moment. The majority of us believe in freedom and equality. But these extremists, as they say, they not like us.
They not.
There's a full-on attack on our fundamental freedoms. The freedom to vote. Yep. The freedom...
I'm sorry, who's stopping the freedom to vote?
Is that green screened?
Yes. Who's stopping the freedom to vote? And who's the real extremists? What's going on, Detroit? 3-1-3. Who's the real extremist here? Us or them?
Them.
Us as men, we want to return back to law and order and, you know, having our homes in order, stable job, decent income. What do they want to do? Start an OnlyFans.
Yeah.
Yeah, start an OnlyFans. Try to strip a man.
Well, you know, they shutting down.
Possible. Yeah.
The IRS is shutting their ass down, so.
You want to? Yeah. Well, you know what? We can get into that tonight. We're almost done with this.
Oh, okay.
To love who you love, the freedom to be safe from gun violence, the freedom for a woman to make decisions about her own body, not having her government tell her what to do.
But you're fine with the government drafting black males to die at will to go on the meat grinder for the defense of the country. That's controlling bodies.
Go ahead.
No, that's a stupid trope they use just to shame people.
Oh, here it is.
If you cared about, talk to your state. Yeah. If you really care about your bodies, when you have proper decorum with who you sleep with.
No. Easier. No. I have the freedom to sleep with whoever I want to. And you can't stop me.
And you could cream pie. I could get cream pied all I want.
Raw.
No Diddy.
So let's get into some. Now that Kamala Harris has been nominated, let's get into some silly talk. All right. And this right here, I mean, of course, this comes to us courtesy of Ruin Leon. Who I say, like, if I had a son, these are probably the type of videos that he would make. But let's get into this unhinged rant. Be sure to give him a follow, by the way. Here, I'll post the original
post
video
the link
in the link. But be sure to give him a
like.
follow. That's a good brother. Oh, did I show the video?
No, I'm waiting.
Oh, okay, my bad. I'm sitting up here thinking that it was playing, but this is give Ruin Leon a follow. All right, let's start over. Sorry, this is my fault. I apologize.
We better rally the fucking troops around Vice President Kamala Harris because they're going to try to steal this election from her. I do not trust them. Everybody with a fucking BLM in their bio and women's reproductive rights flag and trans flag and rainbow flag, they are going to try to steal this from Vice President Kamala Harris. Thank God Joe Biden don't give a fuck about what nobody else got to say. Even with him dropping out, he still endorsed Vice President Kamala Harris to be the nominee. He made that very abundantly clear that he supports Vice President Kamala Harris, and I hope that his delegates are tried and true and will stick to the damn plan that Biden has laid in front of us. But I guarantee you what they're going to try to do is going to lie on Kamala Harris's record yet again, call her a DEI hire. They're going to talk about her approval ratings. They're going to do every fucking thing to try to make sure that they insert somebody white other than Kamala Harris. But I want black people to understand that now is the time to hold the fucking line. Do not allow them to do it, because for too damn long, we have been sidelined. For too damn long, we have been looked over. It is time for us to fucking lead and fix this fucking country. And Kamala Harris is the right person to do it. She is the most, and I don't give a fuck who they put up. Kamala Harris is the most qualified to do the fucking job. She's worked on a local and federal level as DA, as Attorney General, as Senator, and as Vice President. There is nobody who has more foreign experience than Kamala Harris because she's met with over 100 fucking leaders. Do not fucking play with it. All I know is even if we do get Kamala as our nominee, we are still into a fucking fight because we're going to have legal fucking challenges because of the ballot change. I want you guys to be clear-eyed, and I want you guys to stand 10 toes down. Do not waver on that shit. Do not fucking move. But I guarantee you, Democrats, if you fuck around and you try to replace Kamala Harris and you try to sideline her, you will lose black voters for years to fucking come. I don't give a fuck what donors got to say. Donors should not. The things that really pisses me off is donors should not go over voters. It was 15 million people who voted for Joe Biden, but apparently donors are more important than voters. And I guess democracy might be dead at this motherfucking point. But let me just get to my final word. Black voters, stand on that shit. We have a fucking assignment. We know the fucking assignment. Let's fulfill this shit. Let's break this fucking ceiling. Let me address my people real quick because I'm so sick of this negativity bullshit. Talking, oh, Kamala Harris can't win. White women won't vote for her. First of all, white women didn't even vote for Joe Biden. They voted for Donald Trump. In fact, Hillary got more white women votes than Joe Biden did in 2016. So miss me with that bullshit. I'm so sick of y'all and this defeatist ass attitude, always talking about what white people can decide what the hell black people can be. White people do not decide who the fuck we can be. We have always overcome the fucking odds. They've always tried to tell us what the fuck we couldn't be. They told us we couldn't be president. We did that shit. They told us we wouldn't be Supreme Court. We got 3 of them motherfuckers. They said we wouldn't be legislators. Said we wouldn't be lawmakers. Said we wouldn't be lawyers. But we've been all of these things. Said we wouldn't be entrepreneurs. Said we wouldn't build our own businesses. We've been all of these things.
Hold on. Pause.
Why are you asking?
One, he's talking about holding the line. He should hold his own fucking hairline. His hairline pushed back too much.
Yeah, you were.
We weren't fucking president. Obama was a half white half African. And Kamala's not even ADOS.
I know. But this is how. This is the difference between this is a plantation, bro. Do you understand? This is a plantation, bro. This is the one that he Master's gonna call me up to the house, y'all.
And he got that zesty ass shirt on.
I mean, he's a zesty brother, so yeah, you roast him on that hairline. That's crazy.
Yeah, his hairline way too back. He should have held that. Telling people to hold the line.
Oh God, I just realized what his shirt is. It's thin.
Yeah, hold your own fucking hairline. How about that?
Oh God. He's entitled to his opinion, but Jesus Christ, at least have some factual data, bro. Stop being emotional and lying. You're just being loud and wrong. At least be right.
Asking white people for permission to be who you are set to fucking be. What the fuck is that? How is that fucking pro-black? Stop and miss me with that bullshit. If you vote, we can win. Miss me with that defeatist ass fucking attitude. Kamala been telling us for years what can be unburnt by what it's been. What the fuck, you think you fell out of the goddamn coconut tree? Your ass better vote for goddamn Kamala.
I could understand.
I'm trying to figure out, what are her policies?
Oh God.
Sorry, I didn't mean to make that so loud. I'm sorry.
Yeah. It's funny. The music is funny.
Yeah, but what is her policy? Do we know? No, we don't know. Matter of fact, the last time she ran against Joe, please, like they laughed at her. They laughed her right up out of the race. I hope, probably BGS. I don't know. It's scary. Let's get to, okay, this is another chick. I was trying to download this video, but TikTok and their downloads sometimes are funny.
A lot of motherfuckers are gonna look at Trump and say, this is the lesser of two evils somehow.
Okay, I'm gonna be serious for a second. Y'all know I love to goof around. Y'all know I love to kiki, but I'm gonna get serious for a second and let's really talk about the optics. What it means for Kamala to actually be headlining, spearheading, whatever, the Democratic Party and the nomination for presidency. So if you've been following my content and you've been following me when I've been talking about a lot of this political content, you know that I was very, very firmly saying that I was not going to vote for Joe Biden. I was even looking at third-party candidates. I did a whole little series. It's still kind of pending. I'm not actually done with the series, but I'm going to have to do a little bit of shift. So where am I now? Like, what does this mean for my vote now? Where do I stand? Am I going to vote for Kamala? Am I going to vote for third party? Like, what will we do? What shall we do? So a big component of why I did not want to vote for Joe Biden was a couple of reasons. His age was definitely a part of it. I just felt like it was very selfish and inconsiderate for him to get his old dusty ass up there and continue to try to run the presidency knowing he was probably demented in the head. But of course, another really big component was him funding the G side in Palestine. So it was something that I just couldn't rock with. And of course, the other reason is just considering I don't feel like he really followed through on a lot of his promises, period. And for me, I'm very critical of politicians on either side of the aisle. So I was being critical of him and I just didn't feel like he earned my vote. So now where do I stand right now with Kamala? Woo. Let's just say I'm a pending voter for Kamala. For me, she almost has a blank slate, and let me explain why. So yes, of course, she is currently VP and has been for the last couple of years, which means everything that Biden has been doing that we don't like, Kamala has subsequently been a part of that also. But Kamala is not the president. And that's something that's very important that we note. She has not been the president. And to be fair, we don't really know where she stands because as the VP, you have to stand by and back up your president. So now she actually has an opportunity to tell us where she stands on all of these different issues, all of these different policies. Because when she was running for the president, initially, she differed on a lot of different policies than Joe Biden, which is why she was going against him. So I will actually be very, very, very interested to see how she pivots, what she does with this really, really huge opportunity. Because there were a lot of left-leaning people, a lot of people on the Democratic aisle who were simply not voting for Joe or very, very, very unconvinced. So she has the opportunity to bring those people back into the party.
No.
She also has the opportunity to kind of sway voters who really don't fuck with Trump, but are not necessarily Democrats. Because she is a black woman, unfortunately, that is going to be a really, really, really big downer on her campaign because, unfortunately,
Okay, stop.
Yeah, okay. It is one thing I find funny, right?
Yeah.
All the Kamala supporters, they throwing shade at Biden, but Biden chose this woman to be his running mate. When you show some gratitude to the man, I got no dog in the fight, but I kind of find it kind of funny that a lot of the I've been seeing a lot of the Kamala supporters give the man his flowers, show respect. I would, if I'm a Kamala person, and even if I don't like the dude, show some fucking courtesy and respect. Like, you did a great job. You just told, your political correctness about it, because you was the one that chose the one you want to be president.
You have to understand that today's black women are very, very racist. They are very, very racist, openly racist, painfully racist. So of course, they're not going to give Biden his flowers for bringing Jigglypuff into the White House, a clear DEI hire. In all honesty, and this is why I said Trump should have had Vivek as his VP, because you already have the presidency locked down. And when you have a black, be it Democrat or Republican, if you have a black VP, that pretty much nobody's going to take a pop shot at you for the next 4 years. You understand? You get my drift?
Yeah.
Nobody's going to take a pop shot at you because they don't want another black president. Obama was enough.
He was half.
Yeah. He was Nigerian with a white mother from Kansas running around chasing after Toto. Let's finish with her psycho.
Hey, you know the irony in that?
Yeah.
It took a single white woman to raise the first black president.
A single mother at that.
Yeah. Well, a single white mother.
Yeah.
Whose granddaddy was in the CIA, but I digress.
Yeah. Let's finish with her psychobabble because it gets better.
Yeah, we black women, you know what I'm saying? You just got. But if I know they got some type of Olivia Pope in their ring, I know she is going to pick a white man to be her running mate because I'm not even lying that it's her only chance. I promise. So here's what I want to see moving forward and what I think will actually really secure Kamala the win. Because let's not forget, Trump has never won the popular vote. So it's not like we just X'd out for real. We just got to be real careful with them them little sprinkle and swing states. We got to be careful. But let me tell you how I think that my sister could really get that vote.
She does. You know what? People are so. Yeah, he was king. Thank you. Inspired Truth Broadcast. Well, it's the big show. Yeah, sorry about that. So here's what kills me with this whole situation. She doesn't understand that a lot of these states that were blue, they look like they might turn red. New York looks like it might turn red. California might possibly turn red. Pittsburgh is definitely going to turn red.
New Jersey might be a surprise. Yeah. Pennsylvania going to turn because that's where he got shot.
Right.
And with Pennsylvania, you got Pittsburgh, Philadelphia, and Alabama right in the middle. So,
all right, let's get back to the real music. Sorry. So many of these swing states are going to turn red simply because of Biden's policies.
And J.D. Vance got Ohio.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. In Pittsburgh, there's no police service between 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. because of Biden's crime policy. It's ridiculous that anything stolen under $1,000, don't even bother calling the police. What you want? You called in. They're like, what you want us to do? It's ridiculous. But and here's the thing. What is this little thing, this little secret that black women have with each other? Where, I mean, we know that they feel that they are a complete and separate entity from black men and children. So what is this little secret? We black women. what is that supposed to mean? What's that code?
They actually see themselves as the black community. We're not part of the black community. They are the black community.
So yeah, jibber jabber say I don't see any Biden signs in Western Pennsylvania. Let's see. All right. Let's see. Democrats have given up on Ohio anyway. I can believe it. All right.
Interestingly enough, she has time on her side because currently right now, Israel has been guilty of an apartheid state. They have been declared an apartheid state. Mm-hmm. So she can use that to her advantage and condemn them.
You're not going to condemn, if you dare condemn that country over there, AIPAC will slaughter you. You're not even going to get the nomination. AIPAC controls both parties.
I didn't want to cut you off, but that was so funny. That was so funny. Oh yeah, if anyone needs a video opening or closing for their show podcast, let us know, man. Go via email, snowmanmultimedia@gmail.com, or respond via comment to one of my videos. Little commercial break in there. They're their own demographic. Ice Cube found that out. Right, when that whole "are black women not black people?" and Vivica Fox said no, he washed his hands up. He was done. He was done with them. Oh, I heard about that. He said how 40,000 black women got on the Zoom call to support Kamala Harris. Yeah, I heard about that.
Did she show off her hot sauce in her Converse collection?
No.
Or did she give a class on what knee pads to wear?
No.
Move up in society?
No.
Oh, all right.
She just jangled some keys. Ooh, shiny. That's all it took. It was already eating the corn out the. Let's hear another. Let's hear another stupid policy that she think that's gonna help Kamala win the presidency.
Condemning them and making sure she's on the right side of history, essentially showing that she stands in solidarity with Palestinians and against apartheid. That is going to bring her ratings up by a lot. But beyond
the woman who threw black men in jail.
Why are you concerned about policies for other people? They don't give a fuck about you.
Oh, we're gonna get into that.
Beyond that, she is going to have to declare that she will withdraw support from Israel altogether if she is in that office. She is going to have to show America that she will not be sending all these millions and trillions of dollars to other foreign nations and leaving that money right here in the States. She is going to have to debate Donald, baby. She's going to have to get in the paint,
hold up,
and get on that stage. And
she's talking the talking points of Trump.
Yeah?
You stupid bitch.
Ooh. Language, sir. Too spicy. No, I hear you. I hear you. Uh-oh. Where? Okay, I think I know where it's at. Okay. Okay, here we go. All right. my goodness, my.
And look at those raptor claws.
Here's the CGation. Let's go back to what she said.
She is going to have to show America that she will not be sending all these millions and trillions of dollars to other foreign nations and leaving that money right here in the States.
I hate to tell her this, but it will not be up to her. It will not be up to Kamala Harris on whether that's done or not. You're talking about a puppet. You're talking about a puppet, a political puppet. Do you really think that she's going to, no, this is not going to happen, I'm not going to agree to that, and they're going to respect that? Is that what I'm hearing? Is that what she's supposed to be suggesting?
Mm-hmm.
And that she's going to win a debate against Donald Trump?
The king of roasting.
Like, is I mean, you have to, Donald Trump's gonna be looking around for who's the kid from that 70s show, Kelso? He was looking for Kelso to come out with a camera. Told him you've been pumped. The hell out of here. Let's get back to it. She's almost done. Oh, she's about to make a real ass out of her. Excuse me. About to make a real fool of herself.
She is going to have to debate Donald, baby. She's going to have to get in the paint, lock in, and get on that stage and debate that orange man. But one thing I do not fear is that, because my good sis can talk and she does have a degree, a couple of them. She literally has to show.
Oh, there you go. She got a couple of degrees. So I guess she's a strong black woman that don't need no man unless he white. I'm sorry, I know I'm not on cam, but I'm looking left and I'm looking right and I'm looking left and I'm looking right, because it's the same rhetoric we hear every day. Same goofy rhetoric we hear every day, like that's supposed to impress somebody. As somebody who is a mayor, a governor, a senator, a vice president, a president, you would expect them to have at least one college degree, or am I missing something here?
No.
So what is it? So she has 2 degrees. What does that mean? Trump has over $1 billion. So are we going to measure based on money? You know, since people are shocked that she got 85 million in donations while Trump got over 300 million. Let's play. Do we want to play that game? Anyway.
This can talk and she does have a degree, a couple of them. She literally has to show that she's just purely more competent than his ass and call out his lies every single time he throws one out.
Like what?
She gonna eat that debate up. She gonna eat that up. She is going to have to talk about how she's gonna fix our economy, and she's gonna have to put real plans and actions into play and explain it to us like we're done, baby. Because right now, the people don't understand policy talk.
That says a lot.
Well, if they do debate, I hope Trump brings up Willie Brown.
Well, he hasn't. He did go dirty with Joe Biden. Seems like he's running a clean, respectable campaign this time. You know, he's no longer talking about grabbing them by the coochie and, you know, they're rapists and all of this stuff. He's actually, I think he matured from his 4 years as president. I don't think he realized that the job was really that strenuous, and how you really have to be serious. You cannot be out here being a jerk. All right. I think he matured finally for an old man. But Kamala, I'm sorry, who believes anything that comes out of this woman's mouth? And the way she's going to have to say that she's going to fix the economy is the same way Trump is saying how he's going to fix the economy. And Kamala is not a business person, like, whatsoever. I would rather somebody in there who actually knows something about finance, somebody that world leaders will actually look at and respect. Didn't Kamala get kicked out of Africa for trying to force diversity, equity, inclusion, and that rainbow
agenda?
Yeah,
that rainbow stuff. Yeah,
yeah. They like, get the hell out of here.
To talking like a regular person. Tell us exactly how you gonna fix this bitch. Because right now,
yeah, talk to people like you with a low IQ who doesn't understand politics because she's talking over your head. So dumb it down, black it up for us. Pretty much is what she's saying. Black it up for us so we can understand you. How pathetic is that? But looking at her age, she is definitely of the generation where the No Child Left Behind program was running strong. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they used to push, it didn't matter if you didn't have to show up to school. They're gonna push you graduated. Oh, you wrote your name down on a piece of paper. You passed. You graduated. Here you go.
understand policy talk. Get to talking like a regular person. Tell us exactly how you gonna fix this bitch. Because right now, eggs are $19 fucking. And unfortunately, the last thing she's gonna have to do is she's gonna have to sway black men.
Here we go.
Ain't that sad? Black men, I don't even want to get into it, but if you know, you know. So
what is it about us that black men know that we don't know?
Let the broad speak.
No, that's all she said.
Oh,
That's all
innuendos.
Yeah.
Oh, the little innuendo. Throwing shade.
Yeah. What is it about us? Because, you know, a lot of us have, I'm speaking in general, have decided to vote for Trump. Is that what you're telling us? Are you calling us traitors? I mean, nobody has been the biggest traitors to black people than black women. When you took that welfare and adopted white, lesbian, misogynist ideology, feminist ideology, you became the biggest
eugenicist ideology.
Yes, you became the biggest traitors in the history of the world. Oh yeah, Putin will eat her alive. You became the biggest traitors in the world. It finally, after 50, 60 years, black men have finally decided to wake up and understand that. No, she's able, but she's not going to win. I mean, they threw her up there because, let's be honest, this is a 100% lame duck campaign for the Democratic Party. So screw it here. Here's Kamala. Here you go, Kamala. Let's make the Simpsons come true for the next couple of months. You have it till January 20th. Ridiculousness.
How she's going to do that, she's going to have to hit the ground running. And it's not going to be in a pandering way, but she has to let them know that she is still a sister and she is riding for black folks. She is going to have to explicitly explain how she is going to be helping black people. She's going to need to undo the damage that she did when she was DA. A lot of people look at her as the cop who locked up a whole lot of blacks. Okay, so she is going to have to very specifically talk about how she is going to work with police reform, prison reform, because a lot of people are not fucking with that record, sister. And it ain't nothing I could do for you right there. You done burnt too many bridges with that one. I think if she does all these things, it will drastically change the outcome. So that's why I said she has my pending vote, because as of right now, just looking at it plainly, yes, she is better than Joe. But there's a couple things I want to see to move forward so that I can really trust that she's going to do what she needs to do. You know what I'm saying? So let me know in the comments if there's a couple more things that you want to see her do so that she can really secure your vote.
And that's...
Now, here's the thing. It looks like someone doesn't have a brain. Here's the thing. You already have police reform. That's why the streets of America look like Mad Max. look like road warriors. So what?
They gave you what you wanted.
Right.
Yeah, because out of fear of people throwing a little more temper tantrums.
I swear to God, I be watching these little police body cam videos, and these, I mean, this is what killed me for black women to, while actually dealing with the police, to be calling them racist murderers and rapists and don't touch me and whatnot. You certainly are very physically, you try to get very physically violent and very verbally agitating when dealing with these so-called white men that you're deathly afraid of. Trying to provoke them into a physical, oh yeah, her Freudian slip, you caught that, Jones? Yeah. Trying to provoke them into punching you in the face so that way you can sue the city and get him fired, possibly some charges pressed against them, because you can't help but act like a wild heathen dog. And I know, oh, that is so harsh, babe. Go watch the body cam videos. Go watch those police body cam videos. And then you come back and you tell me if what I said was harsh. Matter of fact, watch about a good 10 of them. And you tell me, if you were a cop, what would you do in that situation?
I'd be like this.
With your arms crossed, just let them yell and fuss and scream?
Yeah. Yeah, act a fool.
A lot of cops do that.
That's what they do.
Yeah, they do that until they've had enough. But me, I'm like, look, I would be like, look, I'm only going to ask you 3 times. I'm only going to ask you 3 times, and then you're going to get tased. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. The taser is now unholstered. Get out. This is your last warning. Get out of the car. I'm going to tase you. So you ready? This is your last time. Get out of the car. Back. You're tased. I'm going to do everything by the book, but I am not going to sit here and let you waste 20, 30 minutes of my time arguing back and forth like I'm your baby daddy. Like I'm your boyfriend. Like I'm some Negro in the street that you messing with. You're not going to talk. You can talk it, but you're not going to treat me that way. You only get 3 requests, and then that's it. You were warned. It's even worse when you see, of course, the typical blue pill simps. That's a woman. I mean, the woman that bit me and scratched me, tried to kick me in the groin. So because I took her down because she refused to put her hands behind her back to be arrested for the DUI where she crashed through a church's chicken, ran over somebody's baby, led me on a foot chase. I'm supposed to be gentle. Well, let's take a look at Kamala Harris.
Attorney of San Francisco, Kamala Harris, appeared in the courtroom during your trial twice.
Yeah, the 2 times that Kamala Harris showed up to my trial was when I got convicted, and also when they laid down the sentencing.
When you saw her on the day that the verdict was handed down, did you take that as a bad sign?
It felt to me that she was well aware about my case, and she was there to set her presence, almost take pride in getting a conviction.
I can't read that.
When I put in my appeal, the people that's fighting against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General office. I learned it reading, their.
I'm sorry, hold on, let me take it back, y'all. I'm sorry. This is only but so big.
Wait, hold on. Yeah. Pause it. After more than 6 years in prison, Jamal successfully appealed his case and was acquitted in a new trial.
when I put in my appeal, the people that's fighting against my appeal to keep the conviction is the Attorney General office. I learned it reading, their reply to my appeal, and you see Kamala Harris' name at the bottom. And now it's starting to feel a little personal.
When you win the $13.1 million, it's a massive settlement. Did you feel like that was enough?
There's not an amount that could get back those 7 years. That 6.5 years that I spent in prison. But instead of me coming home feeling like I was a victim, I wanted to prove that I'm a survivor, and I will not let my story go unheard. I'm not necessarily saying I'm looking for an apology, but some acknowledgement from her that she could have messed up would be, of course, that'd be huge. You could have made some mistakes. You could have missed some things. For me, it was a big miss. I had life in prison.
They didn't miss anything. You were railroaded. She made sure you were convicted. That's why she was there, bro.
Well, a lot of times, one of the problems in the legal system is that these prosecutors are not incentivized to go for justice for
reparation.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
They're incentivized on wins, because if I'm correct, most prosecutors are what's the people that's in charge of the prosecutors? The
district attorneys,
the DAs. That's a political position. You get elected to that position, and you maintain your office by the amount of convictions your office has. So they are incentivized by wins, not by justice being served properly.
Right. I mean, you're talking about a DA who has lunch and brunch, with the judge, probably a little hot to her, based on her reputation. I mean, bro, you had no chance. He had no chance. So let's see Kamala Harris on reparations. This is almost like a documentary.
Do you support reparations for Black people?
Well, listen. Again, we had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century. We had legalized discrimination and segregation, and now we have segregation and discrimination that is not legal but still exists and is a barrier to progress.
Before I let her continue, Kamala Harris suffers from Amanda Stenberg syndrome, where you lived in this lily white neighborhood and the white girls wouldn't play with you. That was her racism and discrimination growing up.
Oh, look at the little brown girl.
Yeah. You got some curry rice? Because her mother's Indian, father is Jamaican. I can only imagine the little, they're bullying
But
you.
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is her Jamaican side of African descent or of native?
They're native Jamaican. Her father is native Jamaican. Her mother is native Indian of this as far as descent. Right. Matter of fact, I don't think either one of them are
African,
natural born American citizens.
All right.
They're immigrants. She would essentially be an anchor baby.
We have disparities around housing. We have disparities around education. We have disparities around income. And we have to recognize that everybody did not start out on an equal footing in this country. And in particular, Black people have not. And so we have got to recognize that and do something about that and give folks a lift up. That's why, for example, I'm proposing the LIFT Act. Give people who are making $100,000 or less as a family a tax credit, which will benefit and uplift 60% of Black families who are in poverty.
Ooh, a tax credit. A tax credit. Here's a couple $100. Here's $2,000-$3,000 for the next 4 years. That should satiate you. But the other Black chick was talking about her telling Israel and Ukraine, we ain't giving y'all no money. Okay.
So by default, it affects Black families, but there's not a particular policy for African Americans that you would explore.
But no, if you look at the reality of who will benefit from certain policies, when you take into account that they're not starting at the same place and they're not starting on equal footing, it will directly benefit Black children, Black families, Black homeowners, because the disparities are so significant. So if we focus on the specific issues that have resulted in the greatest disparities, and we understand that that's part of why we're doing it. Listen, the reality also is this: any policy that will benefit Black people will benefit all of society. Let's be clear about that. Let's really be clear about that. So I'm not going to sit here and say I'm going to do something that's only going to benefit Black people. No, because whatever benefits that Black family will benefit that community and society as a whole and the country. Right?
You know what that sounded like? It sounded like Obama when he was asked.
Oh.
Wait, I gotta go back to this. Well, oh crap, wait. You see the look on her face?
Like, you fucking bitch.
Yeah, this was when
wasting my fucking time.
Right, when she was going through her long explanation of how I ain't giving y'all anything. She already knew the answer.
Wasting my fucking time with this shit.
Yeah. 34 seconds in, she already knew the answer was no.
Well, you know, stuttering.
But you know, she gonna beat Trump in a debate. Now would be a good time for Ice Cube to reapproach Trump with his contract for Black Americans. That is, if he's not, you know, emotionally
jaded.
Removed from it.
Yeah, he's probably jaded.
Yeah. But you know, that's your presidential candidate, black women. You want to get into this?
What?
The OnlyFans thing.
You got it. You got the thing pulled up.
Yeah. You want to take it?
Yeah. Why not?
All right.
Send it to me.
You in the back chat.
All right.
I'm sorry. I feel like I've manipulated the whole stream, but I apologize.
Pulling it up right now.
Freaking meds are born off. Yeah, in case y'all didn't, I almost didn't do the show. I was gonna have Lewis do it. Well, not that I was gonna have him do it, but there was a chance that he might have done it by himself because I've been suffering from a severe case of food poisoning. But you know, I went to the hospital. I got some morphine. Like I said, I damaged my bladder. I got another appointment. Anyway, go ahead.
All right, this is from USA Today. OnlyFans investigation reveals child sexual abuse case on social media platform. The date of the publish of this article is July 2nd, 2024. So I've been told. Matt Richardson is a child abuse investigator with the Anti-Human Trafficking Intelligence Initiative. All right. What the? Where's the article? Where's it at? Just got pictures. Hey, Bay.
Oh, okay, my mic. Take care, fellas. God save the Republic. Good discussion. Get well. Thank you. You don't see it right there between the pictures? All that writing between the pictures?
Oh, little comments. Oh, all right.
Yeah, that's the article. You know,
Katie
they gotta
Blair,
check it out.
CEO, OnlyFans speaks stern the Axios BFD event in New York City, October 12th. That's a picture of her. Items including lingerie retrieved by deputies from the house of Ethan Diaz, rented or shown in an undated handout provided by St. John's County Sheriff Office in St. Augustine, Florida. Dirty used panties. Items including shoes retrieved by deputies from the house of Ethan Diaz, rented or shown in an undated handout provided by St. John's office. Matt Richardson is a child abuse investigator with the Anti-Human Trafficking Intelligence Initiative. A drone video shows the parking lot where, in 2019, 31-year-old Carrie Louis-Jean recorded a sexual encounter with a 15-year-old high school boy in the Dorchester neighborhood in Boston, Massachusetts on April 24th.
I'm sorry, here.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, hold on. Here, I'm going to send you a more detailed article from readers. There you go. Send the back chat. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Keep it here.
All right.
There we go. All right.
This is Reuters. OnlyFans vows it's a safe space. Predators are exploiting kids there. A Reuters special report. OnlyFans says it vets every user and all content to keep children off its porn-driven platform. But a Reuters investigation of U.S. police and court files found complaints that hundreds of sexually explicit videos and images of minors, from toddlers to teens, good Lord, appeared on this website. Watch Me Get Super Wild reads one post cited by authorities featuring a 16-year-old. Wow. When a 16-year-old girl from Florida went missing in April of 2023, her parents searched her phone, desperate for clues. What they found shocked them. For months, she sent nude photos and videos of herself to a man they now feared had abducted her. Some guy just flew in from New Jersey, her bewildered father told 911 dispatcher after reading her messages. There's some kind of sexual business in explicit photos, something bad like that. The next day, chef deputies found the girl partially naked in a rented house with the man, according to police records. The investigation revealed he had posted dozens of sexual videos, images of the girl on OnlyFans, a booming online marketplace for homemade porn. One video advertised for $20 showed the girl penetrating herself. Watch Me Get Super Wild, read the caption. The man, Ethan Diaz, 22, was later charged with human trafficking and other offenses. He has pled not guilty. OnlyFans make reassuring promises to the public. Is strictly adults only, with sophisticated measures to monitor every user, vet all content, and swiftly remove and report any child sexual abuse material. We know the age and identity of everyone on our platform, said CEO Kelly Blair in a speech last year. No children allowed, nobody under 18 on the platform. The Florida girl's case detailed in police records, court documents, and interviews with law enforcement undercuts OnlyFans claims, and it's not an isolated example. Reuters documented 30 complaints in the U.S. police court records that child sexual abuse material appeared on the site between December 2019 and June 2024. The case files examined by the news organization cited more than 200 explicit videos and images of kids, including some adults having oral sex with toddlers. Lost my fucking appetite there. In one case, multiple videos of a minor remained on OnlyFans for more than a year, according to child exploitation investigator who founded them, and while assisting Reuters in its reporting and alerted authorities in June. The impact on some victims was devastating. After I found out about the video, I couldn't go outside without being scared somebody saw my face, a young man told a Massachusetts court after a film of his sexual encounter at age 15 with a volunteer football coach ended up for sale on OnlyFans. Parents expressed disbelief and outrage. There has to be accountability for these platforms, the father of a 16-year-old boy from Kansas told Reuters. The family's ordeal, he said, is a wound that will never heal. Of the 30 cases reviewed by Reuters, more than half resulted in an arrest and at least 3 in criminal convictions, most including that of a missing Florida girl, involve adults accused of preying on minors to create explicit content and sell it on the site. In other cases, minors got past OnlyFans vetting to purvey their own sexually explicit material. Police records show in the case involving toddlers, a man used the site to send another man more than 100 files featuring the abuse of children of all ages. Sick fucking bastard. The 30 cases all most certainly understate the presence of child sexual abuse material on OnlyFans. Reuters used the public records law to obtain documents mentioning OnlyFans from more than 250 of the largest U.S. law enforcement agencies, while nearly half the agencies provided records. Many heavily redacted them or declined to disclose any case involving children, citing state laws to protect minors' identities. In response to detailed questioning from Reuters, a company spokesperson said OnlyFans is proud of the work we do to aggressively target, report, and support the investigations and prosecutions of anyone who seeks to abuse our platform in this way. The spokesperson said OnlyFans had rigorous safety controls and voluntarily report all suspected cases of child sexual abuse material to the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children, or NCMEC, a U.S. nonprofit designated by Congress to collect and disseminate tips to law enforcement. OnlyFans also work closely with law enforcement, charities, governments, and other groups to ensure we remain an industry leader in this field, the spokesperson said. OnlyFans didn't respond to most of Reuters' questions about the case in this story, including how child abuse material was able to evade its monitoring and whether it has kept its revenue from accounts involving minors. None of the cases involve criminal charges against the website or its parent company, Phoenix International. Reuters found no evidence that OnlyFans have been sued or held criminally liable for child sex abuse content, according to a search of U.S. and international legal databases. Federal free speech protections have largely immunized social media platforms from liability for abusive content posted by their users. But as concerns mount about online harms, particularly involving children, Congress is seeking to toughen federal laws to hold platforms accountable. At a U.S. Senate hearing in January on the effects of social media, lawmakers lambasted Meta and 4 other major platforms for allegedly failing to sufficiently protect children. Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg pledged at the hearing to do better. OnlyFans, which wasn't summoned to the Senate hearing, has been praised by sex workers for making porn safer and more profitable. Celebrities and social media influencers, teachers, and mothers boasted that the platform has made them rich. Its 3.2 million content creators typically sell explicit images and videos for a monthly subscription fee, plus one-off payments, keeping 80% of the sales. OnlyFans take the rest. A cut yielded almost $1.1 billion in revenue in 2022. Its latest financial disclosures show. Those subscriptions, effectively a paywall around nearly every OnlyFans creator, makes the site difficult to scrutinize. Most content is inaccessible to non-subscribers and therefore harder to find and monitor compared to platforms such as Facebook or X. This can impede investigations of alleged child abuse on OnlyFans, said Matt W.J. Richardson, a child exploitation investigator with the Anti-Human Trafficking Intelligence Initiative, a U.S. nonprofit whose work includes identifying illegal content online. It's really hard to know specifically or exactly how much is on there, he said. Visitors to OnlyFans.com can only search for creators by their account names. They cannot be searched by interest category. This makes creators heavily dependent on popular social media sites to drive traffic to their OnlyFans account. Some predators also use these mainstream sites to find minors to exploit on OnlyFans, police records show. That's how Diaz, the New Jersey man allegedly ensnared the Florida girl. Reuters retraced her journey to OnlyFans from interviews with detectives, court records, police reports, and body cam footage. It began on Snapchat, a popular online hangout for teens, which she caught Diaz's eyes. That's his face right there. 22 years old. Romeo Pimps. He opened with a deception. The girl has been posting naked photos of herself on Snapchat. Diaz messaged her on February of 23, posing as a woman who, with a boyfriend's help, had made lots of money selling such photos. Did the girl want to meet him? Diaz then introduced himself as the boyfriend, messaging her under his own name. He gained her trust. He brought her a cell phone and told her she was beautiful, said St. Johns County Sheriff Detective Edward Scoggins, who investigated the case. Before long, the detectives recalled Diaz said he loved her and wanted to be with her forever. Such tactics are often used by Romeo Pimps, who use love bombing and gifts to manipulate somebody into doing things they wouldn't otherwise do, said Scoggins. Diaz enticed the girl into making hardcore videos featuring masturbation and sex toys, and then sold them to an OnlyFans account he controlled, police say. The girl, who posted sexual content of herself to the account, allegedly under Diaz's direction. Excuse me. Then on April 30 last year, Diaz flew in from New Jersey to film herself having sex with her. Porn with 2 people was more desirable on OnlyFans than videos of her solo, he told the girl. He picked her up in a white Tesla and drove her to her Airbnb 15 minutes from her home He took her shopping and bought her lingerie, jewelry, and shoes, according to Scoggins. And police photos of the items and receipts. When sheriff's deputies discovered them at the Airbnb, Diaz had already filmed 6 videos with the girl. Prosecutors said he was arrested before he could post them on OnlyFans. Still over about 3 months in 23, Diaz was able to post as many as 100 images and videos of the girl on the site, Scoggins said. Diaz evaded controls meant to hold account holders responsible for their own content, according to Scoggins, in a review of OnlyFans policies. Under OnlyFans' current rules, would-be creators must provide at least 9 pieces of personally identifying information and documents, including bank details, a selfie while holding a government photo ID, and in the United States, a social security number. All of this is verified by human judgment and an age estimation technology that analyze the selfie, says the company. But Diaz set up an account and had another woman verify it as hers. Scoggins said the woman whom police didn't identify later quit OnlyFans, but the account remained live and accessible to Diaz. He filled it with videos of the girl and promoted the content on Snapchat and Discord, a messaging service popular with gamers to draw customers to their OnlyFans page. He made about $10,000 from all 3 platforms, Scoggins said. He paid the girl $1,500. A Snapchat spokesperson said the platform's robust measures make it difficult for teens to be discovered and contacted by strangers. A Discord spokesperson said child harm content had no place on the platform. Neither commented specifically on the case. Diaz is awaiting trial in state court, charged with human trafficking, multiple counts of promoting a sexual performance by a child, and other crimes. In a statement, James Hill, his Florida lawyer, noted that Diaz was only 21 when arrested. From the date of the arrest, he has been aggressively fighting these charges against him. Hill added, he is by law presumed innocent. If found guilty of these charges, Diaz faces mandatory life sentence. Meanwhile, the girl has been left scarred. The family told the state's attorney office no physical injuries, a family member said in a written statement, but emotional trauma. We see everything. OnlyFans has made online safety central to its image. We moderate all of the content on our platform. Every text, every message, every audio clip, every live stream, everything gets moderated. We see everything, CEO Blair said in a TEDx talk in 2023. We're going to keep our community safe. The company spokesperson said the lack of anonymity and the absence of end-to-end encryption on OnlyFans allow law enforcement to investigate reports of illegal content on the site. And the encryption keeps data entirely private between the sender and the recipient. Some child protection groups have praised OnlyFans. NCMEC, the US-based clearinghouse, said the company participates in voluntary initiatives to detect and remove abusive content and has safety measures such as age and identity checks that some other sites don't. NCMEC, which is heavily funded by the US Justice Department, said it receives no financial support from OnlyFans. Damn, how long is this? The Internet Watch Foundation. Huh?
It's a little long.
I'm reading a novel here. The Internet Watch Foundation, a British nonprofit focused on eradicating online sex Eradicating online child sexual abuse calls OnlyFans an industry leader in online safety. The foundation said OnlyFans pays £90,000, which is $114,000 in US dollars a year for its services designed to detect images of child abuse. A Reuters investigation published in March, however, found flaws in the website's moderation process for adult content. More than 120 cases in the United States and 18 in Britain, adults complained that sexually explicit material have been posted without their consent in violation of OnlyFans rules, in some cases criminal statutes. An OnlyFans spokesperson said misuse of the platform is rare. Underage users can also slip past OnlyFans monitoring and post their own explicit material for sale, police records, and interviews show. A 19-year-old Maryland woman, Monty Graham, told Reuters she set up 2 accounts as a minor, both times evading the company's age verification system. After excelling in high school and graduating a year early in June of 2022, Graham rebelled. She and her mother, Crystal McKeever, said Graham was coming home late at night, getting into fights and refusing to get a job. McKeever kicked her out. By that September, Graham said she returned to OnlyFans out of desperation. Felt scared. I didn't know what to do. I just needed a way to make money. So that's when I was just like, okay, let me start an OnlyFans. Using the driver's license of adult acquaintances, she said she set up an OnlyFans account and began selling sexually explicit material of herself. Soon, she was making money. McKeever says she discovered the account December of 22, tipped off by friends. They sent her a flurry of alarming texts with screenshots and recordings they had discovered on Graham's OnlyFans account showing the girl having sex with grown men. According to a police report, the mother filed. The words "horny hours" were my eyes are blurry now staring at this fucking screen. Emblazoned on the girl's OnlyFans profile page at the time, according to the screenshot viewed by Reuters. She used Twitter, now called X, and Instagram to promote the page, McKeever told police. I have a sale going on, the girl posted on Instagram. The next 5 subscribers are only $5. Instagram parent company Meta didn't comment on the case, but said it doesn't allow sharing or solicitation of child sexual exploitation content. X declined to comment. McKeever reported the underage sex videos to OnlyFans and offered to provide the child's birth certificate, she said. She received a message from OnlyFans saying it will investigate and get back to her, she said. The girl's OnlyFans account remained live on the site for weeks. I kept checking it every day, and it was still up there, McKeever said. They never reached back out to me. McKeever wanted to press charges against OnlyFans for facilitating illegal content that exploited her child, she said. But when she contacted police in Baltimore County, Maryland, in December 22, the officer said she couldn't because he wouldn't even know who to write the charge up against, McKeever recalled. A spokesperson for the Baltimore County Police Department declined to comment on McKeever's statement. Reuters couldn't reach the officer, who the spokesperson said no longer works at the department. Frustrated, McKeever says she called the Federal Bureau of Investigation and pleaded for help in getting the videos removed. Ultimately, a county police detective got them taken down, according to the police spokesperson. Within a few weeks, the teen's entire account was closed, McKeever said. But Graham found another way onto OnlyFans. She asked the Instagram followers if anyone had an OnlyFans account they weren't using. and a woman just gave it to me, she told Reuters. While still underage, Graham said she started posting comment on a new account. I wouldn't want an underage kid doing what I did, she said, but at the same time, I had to do what I had to do.
You want me to take over?
Yeah, my eyes are blurry right now, staring at this damn screen.
All right. Let's see where. Reuters was assisted by Richardson, the child exploitation investigator, in tracing Graham's activity on OnlyFans. He confirmed finding several sexually explicit videos of Graham that had been posted on the newer account on January 4, 2023, months before Graham's 18th birthday. The videos were watermarked with the name of Graham's closed OnlyFans account and had simply been reposted to the newer one. They had been sitting in that account, seemingly undetected by OnlyFans, for 16 months. Richardson reported the videos in June to NCMEC, and the account was shut down within days. NCMEC declined to comment on the case, but said all cyber tip line reports are shared with law enforcement for possible investigation. OnlyFans declined to explain how the videos evaded its detection for so long. For some children, bypassing age controls is a gateway to an alluring world. OnlyFans presents itself as a platform that provides unrivaled access to influencers, celebrities, and models, said Ellie Hansen, a clinical psychologist and researcher who focuses on preventing sexual abuse and reducing its impact. This is an attractive mix to many teens who are pulled into this world of commodified sex, unprepared for what this entails. In addition to the 30 police complaints of child sexual content on OnlyFans, Reuters found another 17 cases in which minors allegedly had OnlyFans accounts, but showed no indication that they had posted sexual content of themselves. In some of those cases, the police files made it clear that no sexual content of a child was posted. In others, it was impossible to establish due to redactions and limited information. Even so, for a child to possess an account violates OnlyFans' bedrock adults-only policy. In one case in Riverview, Florida, police learned of a 15-year-old girl's OnlyFans account in March of 23 after her classmates reported to school authorities that she was promoting it in group chats with other students. Good Lord. The girl's father told police she admitted to creating the account to exploit men and make money by posting nude images of women taken from the internet, pretending they were hers, according to a report by the Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. The father told Reuters he doesn't know how his daughter was able to create the OnlyFans account and said the company should keep children off the site. A kid may only see dollar signs, he said, but they're not understanding the dangers. Some children sound their own alarm. In April 21, a 17-year-old boy walked into the Boston Police Department to report that a volunteer high school football coach, almost twice his age, was selling a sexually explicit video of the teen on OnlyFans. Details of the case come from previously unreported court filings, including screenshots of messages between the two, an interview with the lead prosecutor on the case, and an emotional statement the victim read out in court last December. The boy was 15, but listed his age as 18 when he met the coach, Kyrie Lewis-Juin, on a dating app in 2019. How did you get on a dating app at this? Never mind. Lewis-Jean of Brockton, Massachusetts, convinced the teen to let him record two having oral sex in a Boston parking lot, insisting he wouldn't share the video with anyone. Oh my God. Soon after, the boy told Lewis-Jean his true age, but the sexual relationship continued, on and off, for at least another 6 months. In late 2019, the boy discovered the video had been posted on OnlyFans. He cut and dyed his hair, petrified that someone would recognize him, but soon the video began circulating at his high school. A classmate asked if I had been sucking any penises in cars, he recalled in his court statement. My heart dropped, and he ended up showing me the video. So clearly the boy was gay. All right. And as much as we don't like to admit it, let's just say that there's a reason why you have all of these sugar daddy sites and whatnot out here, and why they had to shut down Backpage. All right, because you have way too many underage sex workers out here who really do chase. I mean, a teenage boy or a teenage girl, depending on what your flavor is, they don't have the money to trick off on you. All right, unless they coming from an affluent area. But like the one girl said, hey, I'm trying to get paid off of grown men. In March of 21, the boy had a final meeting with Louis Jean and told him he didn't want to be touched. He secretly took down the man's license plate number in case he needed it for a police report. 2 weeks later, Louis Jean messaged the team, "People love your video." Louis Jean sent the link to the OnlyFans site where he was selling the parking lot video for $6. Later that day, the boy reported him to Boston police. Authorities used a search warrant to obtain the video from OnlyFans. Part of the caption on the 36-second footage read, "Jamaican boo loves older men." Good Lord. In June of 21, police arrested Louis Jean. He initially denied knowing the victim or having an OnlyFans account, but police found the video on his phone. Louis Jean, 36, pleaded guilty in December in Suffolk County Superior Court to charges of child rape, distribution of child sexual abuse material, and possession of child pornography. He was sentenced to 3 to 5 years in prison and ordered not to use OnlyFans. His lawyer declined to comment. His victim, now an adult, wants to move on. "I just want this to be over so I can pretend it never happened," he told the court. "Without his courage," said Ashley Poland, chief of the Suffolk County District Attorney's Human Trafficking and Child Exploitation Unit, "I don't think this ever would have crossed my desk." OnlyFans has been hit before by accusations that it doesn't adequately protect children. In 21, the BBC detailed several cases of explicit videos on OnlyFans involving teenagers. In response, OnlyFans parent company, Phoenix, said it closed accounts it found to have indecent images of children. That same year, 102 Republican and Democratic members of the U.S. House of Representatives called on the Justice Department to investigate child sexual abuse on OnlyFans. The Justice Department told the lawmakers 3 months later that it couldn't confirm or deny it was investigating OnlyFans. Only contacted recently, a department spokesperson declined to comment further. More reports of child abuse could pose a risk to the website. MasterCard, Visa, and Discover have shown they will take dramatic steps when faced with allegations that their cards are paying for child sexual abuse videos and images. In 2020, the card companies cut ties with Pornhub, another big adults-only platform, after a public outcry over alleged child abuse material and other illegal content. It was a painful hit, stopping card payments for Pornhub's paid content and forcing it to rely more on ads and sales of user data. OnlyFans says it doesn't sell user data or allow third-party ads. That leaves it starkly dependent upon MasterCard, Visa, and Discover. The website only accepts transactions with cards issued by them. The 3 card companies said they still don't accept payments from Pornhub. They didn't comment further. Pornhub parent company, Alo, said it has far-reaching safeguards to prevent abuses on its platform and that any ongoing payment restrictions it faces are based on inaccurate or outdated information. OnlyFans fortunes also lean heavily on other social media sites. The platform's search function doesn't allow users to trawl for content. They need to already know the name of the creator they want to subscribe to. That's why OnlyFans creators often advertise on mainstream sites, attracting subscribers using sexualized photos, video snippets, and on X, hardcore porn. Yeah, you see a lot of these chicks on the TikTok.
And they be heavy on Twitter.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter is, it's the wild, wild west over there. Instagram, you see the girls, they advertise on Instagram and they advertise on TikTok heavy. That's why a lot of them are really upset with the upcoming banning of TikTok. I mean, there are also women on there who don't have OnlyFans pages. They make their money off of views. Also, you have women, used on TikTok. Like, they'll be on there for hours dancing or whatever, or just talking, whatever. We saw that. I showed that before. But also, you have people who make money off of TikTok Marketplace. They make a lot of money off of TikTok Marketplace. So TikTok shutting down or being banned here in the United States or whatever, yeah, you're cutting into a lot of people's revenue. Half of the 30 police complaints about child exploitation on OnlyFans said Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, and other social media played a role in promoting the content. X, then called Twitter, helped 25-year-old Wyatt Maxwell earn thousands of dollars on OnlyFans before federal investigators discovered he had been exploiting a boy. I'm sorry, I was shaking my head. Different strokes for different strokes, but no, what are you doing, bro? Maxwell, a cabaret singer, repeatedly filmed himself and a 16-year-old Kansas boy having sex at Maxwell's home and a local park in 2020 and 2021. He posted about 20 videos on OnlyFans and a smaller rival website, Just for Fans, charging subscribers $15 a month on both platforms. To promote his content, Maxwell used his Twitter accounts, including one called At Someone's Son. Wow, it paid off. Maxwell told a federal investigator he hauled in between $3,000 and $10,000 a month from OnlyFans and Just for Fans. Good Lord. Ultimately, prosecutors said he earned more than $49,000 on OnlyFans alone. OnlyFans' cut would have been about $10,000 based on the standard 20% share the site takes. Wow, so they made about $10,000 off of him. In April, Maxwell pleaded guilty to one count of attempting to produce child pornography. He faces a mandatory minimum sentence of 15 years. Maxwell's lawyer declined to comment.
He's singing right now in jail.
Yeah, I hope he liked penis cake.
Yeah.
The funny thing about it is and this is the thing about torture, is that what you wind up hating, you'll eventually love it. Because you'll be conditioned to it. And what you love, you'll eventually hate. Because you'll be conditioned right out of it. The boredom of having your cake and eating it too, it will eventually become a psychological prison. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
A Just for Fans spokesperson said the website was informed about Maxwell's account by the FBI in February of 2021 and immediately shut it down. We take any activities involving minors incredibly seriously, he added. The boy's father said the sexual exploitation was damaging enough to his family. The companies profited from it, he said, was just as bad, if not worse. X declined to comment. Snapchat told Reuters that using the platform to promote OnlyFans or any pornographic content violates its policies. Meta said Instagram doesn't allow users to share links to porn sites, but doesn't consider OnlyFans to be solely a porn site. Them chicks still have them, link trees. Once creators have built an audience, they can promote and sell content through chats or direct messages with subscribers. Those messages, along with all other content, are moderated, CEO Blair said in her TEDx talk and other speeches last year. In one case, however, just to prove she was lying, the messaging function allowed one man to share with another 125 explicit videos and images featuring sex acts involving at least 13 children. The sharing of the files went undetected for at least 7 months, along with the lurid messages the two men exchanged about them before OnlyFans reported the case to NCMEC. The case is detailed in documents Reuters obtained from the Broward County State Attorney's Office in Florida. The documents didn't record the origin of the material two men shared or the identities of the exploited children. Christopher Varney, 60, of Florida, and Abel Esquivel, 35, of San Francisco, started direct messaging on OnlyFans in August of 2019. Esquivel paid $5 a month to subscribe to Varney's account. FTO Glory Hole, Florida, okay. Wow. FTO Glory Hole, which featured footage of Varney performing oral sex on strangers at his Fort Lauderdale area home. The affidavit didn't specify whether any were minors. Escobar became interested in child pornography during the pandemic, he told investigators. He said he used OnlyFans to talk to others with similar interests. In September of 2020, Varney began asking his subscriber, Escobar, for content. You have any vids of young you can upload? Varney used the 0 instead of the letter O, possibly as code. The word young is sometimes flagged by porn sites as denoting possible child sexual abuse material. Several days later, Escobar sent Varney 8 files containing videos of boys aged 8 to 16 masturbating and engaged in anal penetration. He sent 3 more videos, including one that showed a man sexually assaulting a young boy grimacing in pain, the record said. In March of 21, Escobar sent videos and images of adults engaging in oral sex with toddlers, including one who was 18 to 24 months old. Oh, according to the case file, just fucking. That's a little disturbing, Varney wrote after viewing the material. No shizer. When Escobar apologized, Varney responded, LOL, it's all good. The toddler stuff just kind of freaks me out, and a couple of them seemed like they weren't exactly willing. No shit. What? Escobar continued sending child sexual abuse material to Varney, including content that showed boys in bondage, according to a report by the San Francisco Police Department, which also investigated the case. OnlyFans ultimately reported the illegal material to NCMEC in May of 21, 7 months after it was first shared, leading to Escobar and Varney's arrest. The OnlyFans spokesperson didn't respond to a question about why the company failed to discover the material sooner. Escobar pleaded guilty to possession and was sentenced in June of 23 in San Francisco Superior Court to 2 years probation and 13 days in jail, but was given credit for time served. Varney pleaded no contest to an obscenity count before the 17th Judicial Circuit Court. He was sentenced to 60 months probation in July of 23 in order to stay away from children. Possessing and sharing child sexual abuse material generally carry a lighter sentence than producing it. Ain't that a bitch? Remember we read the bill about San Francisco trying to make it legal to sleep with children?
Diddle little kids?
Yeah. What's going on there?
Yeah.
In a memo explaining the charge, prosecutors said Varney justified his conduct by saying he played along with his subscriber to avoid getting a reputation for being judgmental. Bullshit. Online child sexual abuse can be hard to investigate and prosecute. Nearly a third of the U.S. police cases Reuters examined were closed without an arrest. In some instances, investigators couldn't identify children who appeared on OnlyFans. In others, they cited a lack of evidence, exhausted leads, or uncooperative witnesses. One young woman in Lakeland, Florida, dropped a complaint because she said she partially blamed herself, not her adult partner, for a filmed encounter posted on OnlyFans when she was 17, records show. Police closed the case of another minor in Houston because they said she seemed to be, of her own accord, selling content on the site that showed her and her boyfriend engaged in sex acts. Because of OnlyFans paywalls, investigators must rely heavily on witnesses who happen to spot child content on the site and report it to parents or police. It was a witness who, in December of 22, tipped off authorities that a 16-year-old New York girl was featured in an OnlyFans video. She had been missing for a week after running off with a man in his 30s whom she'd met in a grocery store. What is it with these? Police quickly identified the man as Matthew Richardson, unrelated to the child exploitation investigator with a similar name. Uncle Ruckus, no relation. An officer found Richardson's OnlyFans account listed under the pseudonym Skylar Ravenwood, where an FBI agent located a video of him having sex with the girl. The next day, on December 9th of 22, a police officer in Ohio found the pair in a stolen car at a highway rest stop and arrested Richardson. When FBI agents asked Richardson if he was aware that having sex with a 16-year-old was against the law, he replied, "I do realize it's illegal," according to a federal affidavit. Richardson, now 36, has pleaded not guilty in federal court to charges of producing and distributing child pornography. His lawyer declined to comment. Local police and federal authorities also declined to comment on the case, including whether they had alerted OnlyFans to the arrest. OnlyFans says it continuously scans its website and can deactivate accounts that violate its rules. As of mid-June, the video allegedly featured the girl appeared to have been removed, but for $20 a month, people could still subscribe to Richardson's account. When Reuters asked OnlyFans about the case, the account was shut down. I'm not about to go through all of this. I think we kind of get the gist.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, they're looking at shutting down OnlyFans because it's too much child porn on it, and they can't keep up. They can't keep up with it. So the federal government, they're stepping in. They're stepping in. They're tired.
And plus, Uncle Sam want they cut because a lot of people weren't given posting the amount they made through OnlyFans to the IRS.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, Uncle always get his first. So
yeah, that's why it's funny. You see a lot of these chicks on these little Fresh and Fit type shows giving out their OnlyFans, their social media handles and everything. And I mean, we see them in their little sheen dresses and whatnot, but some of the girls that actually do make some money, they're not paying their taxes. This is why they're driving around in BMWs and Benzes and Bentleys and staying in like high-rise apartment complexes and whatnot. They're not paying their taxes. They look at it as money under the table. But it's not, because OnlyFans files its taxes. It files its taxes with the federal government, so they know who owns what, because they have to send out the tax forms to all of its creators. So they know who's on there. Wow, ain't it? No?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like Norris said, it's about time. So you ready for the sports break?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's do the sports break with our sports commentator, Snowman. Snowman. Let me stop. I'm sorry. I'm still a little loopy.
So is there any doubt as to who the WNBA Rookie of the Year is? Well, there seems to be a lot of doubt in a lot of people. Also, I told y'all the Houston Astros were going to come back and get first place, but nobody believed. This weekend proved all of it. I'm Brian Snow, and this is the Villainous Sports News. Welcome to this edition of the Villainous Sports News. I'm Brian Snow, happy to bring this to you. And let's start with the WNBA, shall we? Two notes from the WNBA. Arika Ogunbowale stole the show. She was held scoreless in the first half, but she came back with a record 34 points in the second half and was named the WNBA All-Star Game Most Valuable Player for the second time. Ogunbowale, as mentioned, was scoreless in the first half, but contributed to her team staying in the ballgame against Team USA. Then she exploded for 21 in the third quarter and 13 more in the fourth quarter. And by the time the final horn sounded in Phoenix, Arizona, it was Ogunbowale who was walking away with the MVP and Team WNBA walking away with the victory by a final of 117 to 109. This served as a tune-up for Team USA as they head off to the Olympics. The argument still rages on whether Caitlin Clark should be a part of the Olympic team, but Caitlin Clark has taken the time to rest. It's a couple of weeks break for her and her team, and time to get the precision together with her and her team. And don't look down, but the Indiana Fever, should the pieces fall into place, could make a run for one of the top 4 slots in the WNBA playoffs. Again, our congratulations to Arike Ogunbowale for being named Most Valuable Player of the WNBA All-Star Game. And the final one more time, 117 to 109. Speaking of Caitlin Clark, she continues to set records. The record she set came in the All-Star Game when she dropped 10 assists, and that broke a WNBA record, and she became the first player to notch double-digit assists in a game. Kudos to Caitlin Clark for figuring out the speed of the WNBA, not to mention all of the other things. Because remember, she took a lot of hard fouls early on in her career, but she's starting to figure it out. Her teammates are starting to figure it out, and she had some beautiful dimes on Saturday when she played with Angel Reese and set her up twice for a couple of baskets. Again, our congratulations to Caitlin Clark for setting a WNBA All-Star Game record with 10 assists. And the more she plays in the WNBA All-Star Game, the bigger that number is going to grow. Speaking of All-Stars, let's go to Major League Baseball, shall we? This past weekend, they had, or the weekend before, I beg your pardon, we didn't get a chance to cover it. They had their Home Run Derby. They had their All-Star Game, and this occurred in Arlington, Texas. Well, the American League was off to a slow start in the All-Star Game, especially facing rookie fireballer Paul Skeens, who could be on his way to a Cy Young Award. Now, the only way that Paul Skeens, I believe, would win the Cy Young Award is if the Pirates make the playoffs. But he is clearly one of the best pitchers in the game, but one of the best hitters in the game. Therefore, he was voted an all-star, provided the difference. Jared Duran hit a 2-run home run in the 8th inning to claim the All-Star Game MVP and to give the American League a 5-3 victory in the All-Star Game. Here are my thoughts on the All-Star Game. It was a great game. Absolutely a great game. But I think in terms of the uniforms, and this is my only gripe, well, first of two gripes, not only should they stick to the individual uniforms, but they should take the mics off of the players. I mean, they're trying to play a baseball game. They're trying their damnedest to play. They're trying their damnedest to play a baseball game. So you should take the mics off the players and wait till after the game to conduct the interviews. Other than that, it was a great game in Texas and a good job by Fox Sports in broadcasting the game. Now, let's take a look at the standings. We'll take a look at the standings in a minute, but there's one team I want to concentrate on, and that team is the Houston Astros. As they strolled into Seattle, they took 2 of 3, and now by percentage points have the American League West Division lead. Now remember, these Astros started with a 12-24 record, and no one thought they would be where they are right now. They started a 3-game series tonight against the Oakland Athletics, and this is a big series for Houston. If they're going to keep their foot on the pedal, then they have to make sure that this game, among others, they have to make sure that this series, they need to win this series, is what I wanted to say. Lost my train of thought for a moment. I apologize. But they need to win every series from here on out. A scoreboard update reads, the Tigers lead the Guardians 4-0. They're in the bottom of the 2nd inning. Cardinals and Pirates are scoreless. They're in the bottom of the 2nd. Mets and Marlins. Mets lead 2-0. They're in the bottom of the 2nd. Other games set to go are the Reds and the Braves, the Phillies and the Twins. 8:05 sees the Brewers and the Cubs. Then you have the Diamondbacks and the Royals from Kansas City. Boston travels to Colorado to take on the Rockies. As mentioned, the West-leaning Athletics take on West-leaning Astros, I beg your pardon, take on the Athletics. And the Mariners go to Seattle to take on the Seattle Mariners. The Battle of California has the Giants and the Dodgers. And earlier to start the day, the Yankees beat the Rays by a final of 9-1. Who expected the Astros to be in first place right now? I can tell you, not a lot of people did. Not a lot of people did, and I can honestly say that I was one of those people that didn't expect them to be in first place. But there they are, standing in first place as they open a huge 3-game set tonight against the Oakland Athletics. Take a look at the standings in the American League Central. It sees Cleveland up by 5 games over the Minnesota Twins. Then Kansas City, Detroit, and the White Sox finish the division. In the East, it's the Baltimore Orioles up by a game and a half over the New York Yankees. The Yankees won 1 and the Orioles have lost 1. Then you got the Red Sox, who are 6.5 games back, and people thought the Red Sox would compete right now. Then you have the Rays with an even record at 50-50, and the Toronto Blue Jays 9 games under at 45-54. Houston leads the West Division by percentage points over the Seattle Mariners. Then you have the world champion Texas Rangers 5 games behind both of those teams. The Angels and the Athletics bring up the rear in the American League West. To the National League East, it's all about the Philadelphia Phillies. They're up by 8.5 over the Atlanta Braves, and the Braves are playing the rest of this season without their star Ronald Acuna Jr., who is out with a torn ACL. It's Nationals and Marlins bring up the rear in that division. In the Central, it's all about Milwaukee as they have a 5-game lead over the St. Louis Cardinals, 7 over the Pirates, 10 over the Cubs, and 10.5, I beg your pardon, over the Cincinnati Reds. And it's all about the Dodgers in the American League West. They lead the Diamondbacks by 8 games, as well as the Padres. Giants trail by 11, and the Colorado Rockies may be eliminated this week as they trail by 23 games, among 36 wins on the year. The worst team in the majors, the Chicago White Sox. They set a dubious record that I think no one wants to hold, and that's the most losses before the All-Star break. Is it time to blow up the executive board of the White Sox? Is it time to blow up the team? Is it time for them to rebuild their farm system and get some players in that want to play this game? I'll hold that for next week. Right now, my name is Brian Snow. Hope you enjoyed it, as I enjoy bringing it to you. This is the Villain of Sports News, and we will see you once again next week. So long, everybody.
All right, Snowman with the sports report. Close out the show. Give Miss Flowers. I am zonked. Look, we're doing another past 2-hour show. I would call the police, but I don't think they would give a crap. That was a joke. Okay, anyway. All right, so closing words there, Mr. Louis Conyer. Red Pill Sleeper Cell. Your mic is muted, sir.
Oh, sorry about that. Be good to others, but first and foremost, be good to yourself.
I second that motion. And if you get a chance, I know it's 4.5 hours, but if you're at work, it would be good to watch that congressional hearing with Kimberly Cheeto. It is some real gems in there. I didn't want to go through the whole thing, but trust me, it is highly entertaining. Highly entertaining. So you guys take care of yourselves, be well, and we will catch you all next week. Peace.